Let's get some tape. We don't need that. I know. What do we need? I need everything. God. Where is our tape? Did I? Oh no. Seems good. Oh, are we done? Good morning, fellow enamel enthusiasts. It is I, Sandra McEwen, here for another fun-filled enameling adventure. And it's Friday, so hooray. A little bit rainy out, so it's a perfect day to kind of buckle down and get some things done. So, hello. So I think yesterday I had a big day. I finished the maple leaf pendant. And you know what? I'm going to show you the video. Hold on. I'm going to have to turn that off. Wait. See if I can do this. Solo. There we go. Here is the maple tree pendant. I got it all the layers of color, and then it was ground and polished. And you know, after I did it, I realized that I didn't like, because we were originally going to be using these precious metal kind of orange and green and brown beads, and I didn't like it afterwards. So yeah, so that was it. We'd originally talked about just doing a really basic Byzantine style chain anyway. So I contacted the guy that had commissioned the piece, and I was like, look, I know we talked about it, and it isn't because I don't want to make that clasp. Might be a little bit, but I actually didn't like it. I thought it looked hokey. I felt like the colors of the beads really detracted from the enamels. It was competing with the enamels. So thankfully he agreed, and so I don't have to make a clasp today. So that's good for us. And it really was the correct decision, because sometimes you think something's going to be really nice, and then you see it in person and you're like, oh gosh, no, that is not. It's too much. It looks a little too hokey. So that is, oh, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Peg from Chesapeake. Always the first to comment. Thank you. And Silver 7. Oh, Laura from Minnesota. Oh, Minnesota. I bet it's chilly there. Minnesota. And thank you about the tree. Yeah, so I've got the tree all wrapped up. I'm not pulling it back out. Sometimes I have to just send it on its way. But I also finished this here. Let me switch. Actually, let me switch. Oh, wrong way. Of course. 1, 2. I did finish these sweet. This was kind of what I was doing while things were waiting to, dry yesterday. Just a quick little pair of earrings, which I'll put in my Etsy shop later. I was trying to get things together for this morning, but it just couldn't happen because all the photos I took of these earrings kind of looked like trash. I'm going to do them again. But I like this real sweet, kind of milky white enamel. Looks good. So, and I have the things off my light because I wasn't planning on doing any finishing work, so it's easier to not have things attached to my light. But so those are done. Those will be for sale if anyone wants to buy them, or maybe I'll wear them. You'd think I would be wearing some earrings, but I have sensory issues, so we'll just set those aside. And today we're back to we're in the home stretch. We've got these 2 pieces to get the color on, and we're going to get started with that. And then I also sold a pair of these swirl earrings, and they're going to be in cobalt blue. So if there's time and I have all the colors, I might work this one. And this one is not technically, even due to be shipped until like December 26th or something. But, I already had the bases done, so might as well see if we can make it happen for Christmas without stressing ourselves out too much. That is the day is all about focus and relaxation, isn't it? Always about that. So I was just running late today. I don't even have all of my enamels over here. I'm going to get up and go get my enamels, and we will get started. I'm tempted to drill a hole in this before we get too much further, but I'm going to do it later off camera, for when I'm setting that stone, but we can do it later. So we've got our sweet little pendant. Yes, let's go get our stuff. And I went through a lot of colors yesterday. A lot of colors. Hold on, let me do that. About devices, Wi-Fi, sure. Close. Yeah, the second camera, which is my husband's iPad, doesn't love hooking up as much to the Wi-Fi, so it's always, fretting about that. I have ordered a new something to add. It's because he's kind of wanting his iPad back. So we'll see if that works. So, and it's a bit of a mess. I'm going to kind of move these over. My colors are all kind of akimbo. I don't even know what I have, what I need, because it's just been like a whirlwind of activity today and the last couple of weeks. I'm definitely happy. And I wish I could say that these 3 pieces were the end of what I'm making for December, but it is not. I actually have 3 or 4 more things to do after that, but one batch at a time. I should never complain about having good work to do, because I could have a day job. I had a day job for many years, and I'm glad to not have a day job anymore. I just have this. So, yes, again, if you haven't subscribed, please do. If you have subscribed, thank you. So, Twitch, blah, blah, blah. And we definitely need our reds. We're going to be using a bunch of whites, grays. This is all going to be really sweet and warm. So I'm going to pull this up just a little bit. Move this over so we can kind of see what's going on. And so we definitely need, let me just pull all the colors. I was using semi-opaque white yesterday. We've got our transparent white, G710. Those are my 2 whites. They'll be fine. They don't need to get washed. Ooh, 111 deep lavender. My unicorn gossamer color. That is such a sweet. I know it's just a gray, but it's just like the tip of a Pegasus wing. It's so light. It is barely a gray, but it is just enough. It's my favorite. It's in my top 10 favorite colors. So, and don't ask me where it's from, because I don't know. And when it's gone for me. And I've looked for it. I think it was just a strange batch of a very pale gray that just happened to be extra pale, because I've bought every iteration of 111, that looks kind of blue or gray, and they're always a lot darker. So I think it was just a magical, one little bit of it came out great. So I'm very chatty today, apparently. So I'll try to rein it in. It's because we did boot camp class at 6 a.m. this morning. And so I'm both exhausted and like weirdly exhilarated. And I hadn't done a class like that since before COVID. So definitely boot camped my ass. All right, so we've got grays, white, black. Oh yeah, white and black. We'll probably have to go grab those. And, oh yeah, all of our grays, platinums, we'll just grab those for the background. This light is definitely too bright. I'm gonna take that. Looks like a good one. That looks like a gray. And yeah, the chain. Yeah, it was a good. I was always feeling a bit of trepidation about, and to be honest, I ordered the new strands and they just weren't the right colors that I was looking for. So as far as we're going to do the same color of red, 1729. I might switch it up just for fun. You know, I feel like we've been using the same kind of red over and over again. It's nice to kind of do a different one. That's one, and my ruby. And to be honest, I'm almost out of those anyway, so maybe. Oh, we're going to use our Aoki again. Well, definitely some of that. Very light blue. We'll take you. I'm just going to grab everybody. Red, gold, Aoki. Oh, did we use all the Aoki? That is a sad day. We'll have to get some more of that. It's fine. Warm yellow, 191 is good. And that's good. All right, that's a good start to our day. Probably some water would be good. Water. There we go. I'm just having. Oh, and I definitely want to do a coat of yellow underneath that, because remember that this piece doesn't have any gold foil underneath, so we're going to definitely want to put a nice coat of yellow. Oh, and I used all of it yesterday on that maple tree, so I'll have to get some fresh yellow. It's fine. It's all good. But let us see. Move you over. And we've got, let's just move you over a little bit. There we go. Get the good pipette, because there is only, I have like 6 pipettes and only one of them is good. We'll wash this wine. I think we're going to need more. And we definitely, let me grab some Aoki, some wine, some ruby. We might as well wash them now because we're going to be using them so soon. Aoki, where the fuck are you? Really? There we are. Nice. I can't remember where I put my Aoki, so you know what? We'll revisit those in a moment since we're not quite ready. Let's just move forward. Got to do a little cleaning. And yeah, at this point, I've been working this specific batch of enamel colors like a workhorse, and I'm really starting to keep especially when I'm working fast and I'm working on multiple things, I'm really cognizant of cross-contamination of colors. I don't like that. So I'm really taking a moment at the beginning of every day to make sure there's no flecks of red or black in the yellow and vice versa, because things get a little crazy in the enameling studio. So we've got that, and just kind of put that. We've got this. I'm gonna have to get the black and the white. bit of that. I definitely need some more is this N20? We need N23. Very pale gold. We'll keep this out just in case. But yeah, I blew through all those warm oranges yesterday. Those big pieces, they take a lot of enamel. It's amazing. So let's grab my orange. Here's our yellow, because we know we need that. And we're just not going to have any luck today, are we? Red. Avocado, 676, is that what we had? Oh, that's 674. Oh, raspberry. No, it's fine. N23. We're going to wash those two colors because I need them pretty much immediately. And I'm going to go ahead and wash a lot of it because I do really like it. A little bit of that. These have been sifted, so it won't be too much trouble. There we go. Do I want more? Do I? No. Yes. Yes. That's a good amount. Water. Bucket. I am going to take a moment and move you guys out of the way. Water and a bucket. There we go. We got the bucket. We got plenty of water. And oh, if anyone's interested, I have a new supplier for sterling silver chains that I just got in the mail. Not that Byzantine chain, that was from Rio. And I had to do the liver of sulfate on that myself, which I don't love doing. But if I have a moment, I'll share that supplier with you. If you're in the United States, although I'm sure they probably. There we go. There we go. This will be good. A little bit of that. And I promise also, while we're chit-chatting at the beginning, I know I've been doing all my grinding and polishing off camera, mostly because I need to get this stuff done and a combination of having to move the cameras over to the grinding thing. But I think on Sunday, if all goes well, it should be a grinding and polishing day. So if you're interested in how these things get finished and the tools I'm using, that will be on Sunday, if all goes well. I hadn't thought of taking, just put that anywhere. I hadn't thought of taking Saturday off. But as my day progresses, I like the idea of taking a day off, but who has the time? I gotta go get that thing. There we go. Go right in there. Oh, good morning, Vilna. Welcome. There we go. One more. We're just washing. If you just joined us, Vilna, we're washing enamels as one does to get ready for a big day of color. And I think that's everything. One more of that. Ooh. That's just... I did. Oh, and I did hear back from Jessica. Remember Jessica's purple batwing earrings? She loved them, and I'm so glad. It's always nice. Whenever that little pings on my phone that says somebody left me feedback, I'm always like, oh no. Did they? But thankfully, she liked it. She loved them. She said they were very beautiful. And so that was nice. It's always good to get when people like what you do. I try. All right, so we've got those two. Let's get some cups. Oh, good morning, Cable Collins. And I got to get closer to that. Kanchana Narato. Kanchana, welcome. It's it. Got to label these. Not that. This is N23, very very dark gold Ninomiya. Oh, very dark gold. And then this is N24, also Ninomiya, very pale yellow. We'll get lids later. All right, very pale yellow. I've got it. There we go. Put that right there. It needs a little bit more, but that's fine. Can you know, I'm a kind of a crazy person for washing enamels. That's kind of what I'm known for. Thoroughness. There we go. Let's just put that right there. Both of these could use one more little wash, but that's fine. Yellow. We've got our whites, which we don't need to do much. I'm just going to refresh them. I was quite literally, this is those two whites that I was using on those sweet little earrings from yesterday. So I don't need to worry about those, and I don't really need to wash translucent or semi-opaque or opaque colors. But I do like to give them a little freshen up. So those are good. Now we're going to get into our grays. You know, this is kind of that part of the day where you're just, it's almost like the Zen time. It's like a segue or a transition. And it gets you in the mood for enameling. The back to basic videos are, hold on, I'm gonna, let me solo that so I can do a link to that. The back to basic videos are available on as part of my Vimeo subscription on Vimeo. They are bi-monthly, so I post new videos on the 1st and the 15th, and those are all available through that medium, and you can find the link on my website there. So, and those are short, so I kind of was doing like 3 at a time, but I'm going to be doing some more as well. So that's where those videos are. There we go. Look at them getting better. Good. A and B. All right. And that can go over there. I'm kind of jonesing. I've got a bracelet that I haven't done the design, but I definitely want to do kind of black and gray creatures all over the front of it. It's a much more narrow bracelet than if you saw the bracelet that I just completed. I'm debating when I get if I ever finish the stuff and have a week or two to myself, Probably, will it be sample strips? Will it be that bracelet? Will it be both? Probably all of the above. There we go. This gray platinum is real pretty. Put this. Good. All right. I think we're getting closer. Now, I didn't pick any of those blues. Probably. No, I'm not going to start with that because we do need to. We're going to get started with this little guy. And I'm going to take a moment. And I don't need my reds just yet because we have to put that layer of yellow down. I'm going to move all of this out of the way. Actually, I think I enjoyed having the colors to my left. That worked for me. You know, there's a little bit of logistics here because I can't see these colors over there. I don't think we need this bucket anymore. Yes. Can people stand another sample strip? There is going to be a refresh redo of the sample strips because we're going to start when we do our opalescent project. There's going to be a long ass opalescent project and it's going to start with sample strips because my opalescent sample strips are all over the place. There's some crappy ones, there's some good ones, there's some ones. So as part of that video, we're going to start by making opalescent sample strips because if you can't get an opalescent to work in a sample strip, you're not going to be able to make it work on a piece. I'm just kind of telling that to myself as well because opalescence, the bane. Alrighty, so we don't need that anymore. Now I'm going to take one moment and I'm going to do this, solo that camera. I'm going to taking my headband off. You can't tell. Whenever I don't do anything with my hair, I throw a headband on, but then it pinches my ears. So whatever, you just have to look at my ridiculous hair. All right, so we're going to get this right here. And that's good. And I'm going to zoom on in. Hold on. Oop, probably don't need any hair. That's good. Focus. All right. So we've got that. Oh yeah, the T8. That's kind of the workhorse. And you know, there's some of those vintage Thompson are the best. And there's some of the worst. If you have elephant, but there's some gorgeous ones. There are some gorgeous ones. So I'm going to also take one moment while I'm here and arrange my white balance. I don't know why I even care about the white balance, but it bothers me. Oh, hold on. Break hard. Let's see if that's better. There we go. And good. Now, there we go. Yeah, whatever. I guess I don't even have to be on, but I read some article that's like, oh, if you're in the thing, people will like it more. So that's cool. Now I'm going to take a moment and make sure that my wires are good. I can see that you want to do that. That this piece has been, you know, kind of jostled around a little bit over the last couple of days. I want to make sure there we go. There we go. That everything is, because there's not many wires in this piece, and so if there's one wire out of place, it's not game over, but it will definitely show up. So let's just press our little guys down. Remember, these are going to be white and black. I thought about putting black in, but then I didn't. So, you know, and then I'm going to put a pale yellow background to mimic gold foil, because I didn't want to do this kind of strange shape of gold foil and risk it not looking good. So we'll get almost the same effect with, because I wanted the texture and the color. So we'll get almost the same effect, but I have to make sure not to overdo the yellow because we need to not run out of space for the red. There's just a lot to think about. There is a lot. And I'm going to get a good brush is also the first thing to think about. I'm almost ready to buy more brushes. Let me just see. Get my glasses on. Oh, that's a good one. I'm going to grab that. This one looks pretty good too. That's good. And we're going to let's start with the white of this This piece is entitled Caladrius, which there's a fable about that. I'll have to look it up because I can't remember what it is, but it's a very nice fable. So probably should have looked it up before I did this video. So, we do need to push you back. Just there we go. We got your eyes. There we go. So for the body of our sweet bird-like creature, we're going to be using our 111 Gossamer Gray. It's called Deep Lavender. And then we're going to be using our 210 Opaque, Semi-Opaque White, and our G710 Translucent. Kachana asked, how tall is my wire? Well, if you were here when we made these bases, you know that it's basically the depth of this main top plate is 20 gauge fine silver, and 20 gauge is 0.812 millimeters. So 0.812 millimeters is the depth of what we have to work with, and any wire that's taller than that is just going to get ground down anyway. So I tend to make my wires a little, not a nanometer, but just a little bit taller than that, just to make sure that they're just a little bit, and not much more than that, because it's just going to get ground down. Especially with gold wire, you don't want to waste, because when I'm grinding, there's really no way. I guess I could save the slurry, but it kind of gets mixed up with all the other slurries. So that's the one instance where, especially with gold, you do not want to make it any taller than it needs to be. So I have a video about how to make your wire on my Vimeo page. So that's that. We've got this. And good, our bit rate is unstable. That's lovely. Now, all right, we are going to start with our opaque white and work from there. Let me just move you out of the way. I'm going to, just so I can remember where I'm going, let's move this over here, just so I can see. There we go. So you can see the direction that, and I can see the direction because sometimes I forget. This is going to be opaque white. I do need to get my opaque white and black. I apologize for, not having that done. Luckily, I don't have to wash them. I just have to go get them. White, opaque. I might even have it in this drawer right here. As far as, I don't, it's over there, but I know where it is. As far as a true opaque white, like opaque, there is only one in my book. Because there's some nice opal whites and translucent whites, blah, blah, blah. There's lots of options. But as far as the opaque, the only good stuff is L101 Nino Mia, white for silver. It says white for silver. It does a little bit of reaction with the silver, but not much. Not like the other whites. And it's just it's really, really opaque. And it is a pure kind of a snow white. I love it. It's not too blue. It's not too yellow. It's very neutral. So that is what we're going to be using. Nino Mia L101. Should probably have bought more before I suggested it because I don't know how much. I have tons. And you don't need much because you don't have to wash it, which is nice. You're not wasting any of it. So we don't need much, but there we go. I didn't get any paper towel. Oh, got a little paper towel. That's good. And done. There we go. That's good to go. So now that we're ready for that one little dot. And now we're going to start, like I said, with our semi-opaque 210. And it's going to be hard to see what's going on with this little guy because all these whites, until they get fired, it's hard to see. But this little face, I kind of want to have it just hug the wire a little bit. A little bit. And then definitely this. I'm just kind of picking out where I think the opaqueness should be. Just like that. It's hard to see. That'll be good. And then definitely his breast should be kind of snowy white. Just like that. And I'm going to definitely have to clean up a little bit. And then right at this base, hugging the wire, just like that. Now, we're going to start. I like how our dark color, our darkest color is the palest gray that I have. Remember, we can always go darker. So best to start a little light. A little bit here. I'm gonna actually put you right in this here. Just like that. Too much water. Get out of there. All right. And a little bit, I think a little bit over here. Is good. A little bit. And then this. Is good. I think that's fine. There we go. Now our middle of the road white is translucent. Just gonna get that. And oh yeah, we're gonna do, that'll be fine. A little bit. Let's wick some of that. It's good. And yes, we have got our opaque. And I'm going to put this opaque in right like that. Is good. All right, that is pretty, simple, but fine. There we go. Now we are going to we have to figure out your eyeball. We might as well get your little eyeball in. And we're going to do opaque white here, which I'll do in the next. I just don't want to run the risk. Let me get my fine brush. I don't mind so much if a little bit of that goes into the rest of the eyeball because we're throwing opaque over it, so it doesn't matter. There we go. Got that. I like to get the eyeball in because, it's kind of this heart and soul through the eyes. And now we're going to do a little bit of the gold for his beak. Gold. I'm going to wash this a little more. Don't see how it's a little bit on the cloudy side? I don't like it. might as well take a moment. That's better. And hold on. That's better. Just like that. And where is our pale gold? Very pale gold. So much water. 13, 28. There we go. Don't hate that. Now, because we're going to put this ruby red down, I'm going to just put a real thin coat of the very pale yellow as our base color. And that will be, because we have one coat, but we want another, because these reds are very reactive to silver. So, but I want to make sure it's not too thick. So I'm going to just go real thin, but even is kind of where we're gonna go with that. And yeah, I'm doing more washing on this yellow because it's important. If you don't have clarity in your base colors, you won't have clarity at the end. There we go. Now let's just gonna kind of start here. Just nice and even. And it's gonna take a little bit longer than I'd normally take because I want to make sure it's thin but even. Oh shoot, I've got some of that semi-opaque white I need to clean up first. I forgot. Let's just think about it. I know. I got some here too. Here, 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 and here. Because you know that it doesn't look like much now, but it will show up. So I got to clean it up. Probably should have honestly started with the yellow, but whatever. You can get pushed down. That's fine. Get you out of the way. A little bit more. Just remove any flax that creeped under. I do want to close that anyway. Looks good. All right, now we can go back to our yellow. Now we're ready. Nice and thin. And don't forget, while I'm putting this on, when I get to 100 subscribers, I'm going to do a drawing for a pair of earrings. And if I can ship, and I'll cover shipping, you'll have to handle any duties or taxes or anything like that. But that is, I think I'm at 28 right now. So we're not anywhere near that. But so get comfortable. Are there 100 people that would watch something like this on Twitch? I don't even know. I guess I should be talking about Fortnite. Ooh, the new map. No more building. What? That's my Fortnite commentary. There we go. There we go. Sweet. Scooch this over. Oh, I'm going to clean up a little bit more of that white. I'll get my hand out of the way. Just a little bit more. We'll get this yellow down. It's important. This is an important layer. It doesn't look like it, but it is. Just gonna get that in there. There we go. A little bit right in there. Just a little bit. All right, good, 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 good. Now we get to do a little bit more fun, the fun stuff. We've got our base coat of yellow, which will be a perfect foundation for that ruby red. So trust me, you're like, where is this ruby red? It's in the next episode. The next episode. Every layer is an episode. All right, now we're going to, let's go ahead and do this, the tree line and the white. We'll do the white dot because I don't want to get any black, because if I don't want that black to creep under. So I think the white will be fine. Yes. So we're going to grab our shades of gray. Luckily, they are all washed. We've got this and that. Where's our dark black? And there we go. We have kind of our, we're going to use these nice 4 shades. And I'm going to just flip and work upside down so I don't, you know. And I love doing these trees. I look forward. Oh, I should do that as a bracelet, just the tree line, as like a whole bracelet wrapped around and maybe a few things peeking between the trees. Totally going to do that. I got to stop what I'm doing and do some drawing afterwards. I'm totally good. But I'd want to do a water bracelet for that, because it'd be just wrapping around and you'd be like, oh, it's just trees. Or is it? There's more things in the trees, kind of, you know. I'm going to do that. But I got to finish this stuff first. It's a bad thing. All right, so, you know, I might even have to turn you upside down just so I can kind of see. There we go. Oops, let's bend you over. That's good. Do I even care? Make sure everything is pressed down. Hold on, I can see. It's these little things. Oh, there we go. All right. And I'm going to get my finer brush. And I'm going to start with the lighter colors. It's always good to kind of pick front or back and get started with that. And I can see I've got a tipped over wire. All right, buddy. I'm going to set you aside and bring you back. You're going to live right there until I need you. If I need you. So we've got our 2 grays. So we'll start with this, you know, this little tree right in front. A little shadow at the base. A little shadow at the tips. Like that. Like that. Just like that. I don't have enough water. That's fine. Ugh, go away. There we go. Now, a little bit of light. And we're really going to be able to leverage the color of the fine silver, which is really nice because it acts as its own. I could even grab a clear if I wanted to go, you know, that. To be honest, this pale lavender, deep lavender, whatever, is almost a pure white. And if I were to use a flux, which is a clear enamel, sometimes they go a little yellow and you lose that perfect, you know, gray that you're going for. That's why I'm not going to use any clear. But you could. So, I mean, this is real subtle. And I'm going to get, I'm going to kind of work from the center there and feather these, a little bit of shading and a little blotting. And I'm going to get the little shadows. The shadows. Pull some of that moisture out. And when I get this done, well, I'm not going to turn the kiln on yet. We have so many things to do. So probably. So I'm going to do this. This is my favorite dark translucent black. Not translucent, transparent. I pulled so much water out, it's not going to get sucked in there. I'm just going to. There we go. That's good. Make sure you're really tucked in. Like that. A little bit of water. There we go. There we go. So now we're going to do just a little bit of this black. We're not going to do a ton of it. Well, we'll certainly put some right here. And right here. It's just kind of, you know, implication of more trees back there. And I'm going to definitely, you know what I'm going to do? We've got that one and that one. I'm going to do my two lightest trees. It's really, really easy to get muddy with this. So think of it as there's front trees and back trees, and then back trees. Yes. So get my other. We don't need my opaques. There we go, our pale platinum. I wonder if I want to get the light platinum. Maybe. So we got, oh, this is the tree that's also in the front. So a little bit of shadow hugging the top. That'll also mask because I can see right in that area the fine silver foil is cut a little short. So putting a little shadow, you know, masks the imperfections. Hey, I got a new subscriber. Kathy, Kath3416. Thank you so much. Let me know if your name is Kathy or Catherine and where you're from, and I will welcome you to the fold. Thank you. 29 subscribers. Woo! I should get like a counter. 29. There we go. And a little bit of this. A little feathering. Now let's get our dark shadow in. Our dark shadows. Dark platinum. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to grab another gray that I want because artist prerogative. A little bit of dark shadows right in here and there. And you know, while we're here, we'll just throw you right there. That's good, that's good, that's good. All right, we're just gonna kind of all right, do Kathy, welcome. And thank you for subscribing. So let's just thinking I might grab some, oh, here's a light gray, light platinum. I was really enjoying those platinums, and these Mia grays in comparison are looking a little too green for me, which is, they're beautiful on their own, not gonna lie, but I'm really liking the platinums lately. It's just been really, I've been feeling the platinum. So we're gonna use a little G11A light platinum gray, and let me find the dark platinum. Dark platinum gray. Guess what it is? G711C dark platinum gray. So I'm just going to quickly do it, and luckily they're sifted. It won't take. We'll just take a moment. So let me mark them real fast. There we go. Alrighty. G711A light plat. G711C dark platinum. And you would think, what would regular platinum be? Would it be B? No, it's just B is just 711 dark platinum. All right, just take a moment. We don't need much at all. Let's make sure I put the dark in the dark and the light in the light. I got to make sure that I don't need to order more of that. I'm going to leave it out because there's not much left in there. I hate running out. And also, it's a good time to be ordering things before the end of the year. Business expense wise. A little bit of light, which we have plenty of. Yeah, I'm sure. Oh, maybe I need to buy some. Let me move you out of the way so we don't accidentally. Just gonna wash. Oh, and if you were here, remember that peach I was talking about for the maple tree, that peach lump that I showed you. Oh, it ended up being the savior of the entire piece. It was such a perfect, warm, peachy orange. It was really lovely. I ended up putting a whole layer of it to give it a nice orange, really warm orange cast. I know I shouldn't be talking about things I'm not showing you, but you can look that one up. I think the videos stick around for at least 2 weeks. So get a little bit. How are we doing with time? A little bit. One more and then we're ready. There we go. Perfect. Now we're ready for our friends. Let's bring our friend back and see where we are. All right. Darker and darker. Not the black, but our dark. Oh, we also have, let's see. Yep, this will be the darker. Now, just going to do the same thing. A little bit of shadow, little bit of shadow, little bit of shadow, except just one step darker. And luckily there's just the right amount of water, so the capillary action is just pulling it straight in. Just like that. Do the same over here. Just like that. A bit. And then our light platinum, that's regular platinum, that'll be fine. Oh good, there's like a giant plane going over. The airport is only like 2 miles away, so. Busy holiday season for travel. A little bit of this. What I want. I know I want to get that N92 now. I'm not going to. I am going to. Just a little bit. I'll just. I need to get more water. Yes, I'm washing just one more color. Yeah, you know, I like to have options. There we go. It's a little bit more blue, but it'll be fine. Fine. There we go. Oh. That's what I want. I didn't even label it. There we go. Don't hate it. There we go. Little water. Now let's do the same thing over here. A little bit of this. That. This. Is good. Oh, that little. That's good. Platinum. You know, the first coat is always the agonizing coat. Just a little water. This is kind of just like that. It's fine. A little bit like that. A little bit of my dark. Very light. That's fine. Just like that. Doop, doop, doop. We're getting there. We're getting there. Light. A little bit of blending. There we go. Now I'm going to get a little dark in the back. One more little tree back here. And a little bit like that. Now, I'm going to get some of this dark, which will tie it all together. little bit of that, a little dollop, just a little bit of this. I just a little bit there. Man. That's good. Second coat will really kind of tie it all together. It always does. And I'm so like over these brushes. Bit of this. Definite black here. Just a little bit right there. And a little bit right there. Let me throw a little, yes. A little bit of this. See how it looks. We'll get that finessed in the next one. Now we just have to do a few white dots. We're going to do the black background in the next one because I'm losing my zen over these two brushes. I'll do little bits of white in here, and I do want to, I'm going to punch up the lightness of this tree. It feels like it got a little dark. Pull some of that enamel out. And remember, because nothing was ever solved by going into the kiln. No problem was ever covered up and forgotten about. Trust me. And I'm going to go a little lighter here too. It's easier to remove the enamel before it's melted in the kiln. That's good. And I'm just going to throw in the tiniest, very light gray. I think will be good. Just like that. There we go. And I'm going to get some let me get the water in, and then I'll get fresh water. There we go. That's a good start for the little forest in the background. And now we're going to do our white, opaque white dots. And they always look terrible. That's the thing about the opaque white, is the first layer always looks like trash. So it's fine. It has a higher melting temperature, And it always looks a little bit glumpy, but that's fine. We're just going to get it in. Sometimes I like to grind this a little finer. I find that this white is a little too lumpy, but it'll be fine. Yeah, and I can even see the little grains. That's how big they are. One more little dot. And I'm just going to let me get a fresh toothpick. Give one to me. There we go. And I'm just going to make sure that there's no little air bubbles in my white. So I'm just pressing it down. Making sure. These grains are pretty large. It would be better safe than sorry. There we go. Now we're going to let that dry. Whew, first coat. I feel good. I feel pretty good. So we're going to let that dry. And I'm going to go ahead and turn on the kiln. So we'll solo that. Are we ready? Are we ready to turn the kiln on? It's like to 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's do it. There's a sound effect of going to the kiln. There we go. Remember, we're setting our kiln at 1430, 776 Celsius. Let's just plug you in. Good morning, little guy. You're doing real good. Buddy. There we go. Great. Probably take about 20 minutes, but that's fine because we're going to put our little friend under the heat lamp. Let's get a trivet. What trivet? This trivet. That was an exciting adventure. Was that a fun field trip? I know it's always nice because I'm like, oh, I get to stretch out my legs a little bit. So what is next? Let's go ahead and come back over here. And, oh yes. This guy. And since we already have all the grays out, we'll start with his wings. And, I have to do some gold foil too. Gold foil, yes. Let me grab a water and the gold foil. All right. Well, I got the water. Let's get the gold. Ooh, it's just hanging right out like that. 24 karat. This is just the regular thin stuff because we're going to cut it into some. I'm going to go ahead and scooch you over. Let's just go here, solo. And, oops, there we go. So we can kind of see. We're going to have to do a little, oh, hold on. Little bit of autofocus. There we go. Now, look at this gorgeous sheet of gold foil. Ooh, beautiful. We don't need very much. In fact, do I even need to cut into this huge piece? Let me just look at my scrap pile. Forget it. We'll just do it. It'll be fine. And I need some scissors. Let me get this out of the way. I'm just going to do this. We got to put the gold foil back here behind the tree and just a little bit. So I'm going to make some tiny little squares, as it were. And yes, I'm going to grayscale this while I have my gray card. There we go. So much better. Is it better? I don't know. It's hard to tell sometimes. Anyway, so we got our beautiful gold foil that I purchased from enamelartsupply.com. So it is lovely. And I probably need to get a piece of paper to cut it out on. I guess I've got some right here. Let's just grab one of these. And you know, I'm going to, you know what I like to do is get some, never mind. What I like to do is some graph paper, but I'm not going to bother you too much. All right, I'm just going to snip out. Should I get my, I haven't. Let me just, you know what, I'm just going to get myself a square. Easier to deal with. There we go. That will probably be plenty. And now we can just take you back. And then we'll just work with our manageable piece. Yeah, it's all because of the different lightings. I've got a combination of LED lights. Ugh, it's out of my comfort zone. So we're going to make some little squares of different sizes of gold foil. And I'm going to actually get my tiny, tiny scissors. Where are you? Oh. There you are. Our sweet, our little guys, our sweet little gold. This is the only thing that you should be cutting gold foil with is a pair of gold scissors that look like a little bird. We're going to do a little thing. So we're going to cut some of this out. And you know, I'm going to see if I can cut it without having to do it between two pieces of paper, because I find that the paper really, especially with this thin gold foil, just really, really sticks, especially when I'm making the tiniest little squares. So it's almost better to just deal with it and not cut it between pieces of paper. But I am going to kind of set it on a piece of paper, and you'll see what I'm getting at. And I do want to get, there we go. I'll set you right there. You're going to go out of the way for now because I just need a place to put our things. And I'm going to, I see, look, I brought the wrong ones. There we go. Make some, you could even just tear these. I'm going to start on the paper. Let's see if that's going to, oh yeah, that'll be all right. I usually hold this right up. And it doesn't really matter because we're just, they don't have to be making kind of some big ones to start off with. And then I'm going to kind of pull you, push you. You could just, oh, you know what? I'm going to use my big ones. I know I said don't do it, but there we go. I almost blew it. Did you see me? I almost went. That is not what you should do. That's a good start. Half of them are stuck to the scissors. Good. Lovely. And, never mind. I'll just, you know what? Fine. We'll just do it the traditionally way. I haven't used this real thin stuff. I've been using the really expensive thick stuff. Oh, but then I went to go buy more yesterday. Oh my God, has the price of gold gone up? And I was like, for the gold foil that I use that puts the texture, I can put the texture on, I think it's 56 gauge thickness. I think like a 2-inch by 4-inch piece was $380. And I'm known for, splashing out money for things I want, but I did not buy it. I was like, oh, so expensive. So expensive. So, but worth it. Worth it. But I had other things to get, so it was not in my budget for right now. And I'm going to use gold leaf on that. You'll see next week's thing. I've got an autumn leaf pendant and earring to do. And I'm just going to use this thinner. It's just all curlicues. You can't really tell the difference between the really thick textured stuff for something that thin. So I'm going to regret this, and all of these pieces of paper are going to stick to these dumb things. It's all right. It's all right. Maybe we'll just peel that off. There we go. I'm making a lot. That should be. And another thing you can do if you don't want squares, you can also just kind of sit here with your tweezers and pluck off little bits, and then and they'll flatten them out, and then they'll be all different, and you won't have that kind of like checkerboard look. But for what we're doing, it'll be fine because it's such a small area. I'm going to set that aside. It's precious. You can go over there. There, now we have some gold. Looks really sparkly. And now we're going to get you started. Put the scissors away. Oh, and you know what I need is a little clear fire. Hold on. Just a little bit of glue for the gold foil. It is a very light acrylic based medium, and it'll stick the gold foil down and then just burn off cleanly in the kiln. So it's just easier to use. You don't have to use it. You could just use water and stick it down, but sometimes it's just easier to use this kind of mild glue. So we don't need that. Oh, that is good. Now, I kind of come in, put my glasses on. Oh, we have another subscriber. Thank you. Glass and Fun. Glass and Fun. Thank you for subscribing. You are subscriber number 30. We're almost a third of the way there. Thank you. Glass and Fun. I assume you are a fellow glass artist, and you find it fun. Let's see. All right, hold on 1 second. I'm going to do the gray card again. Can you believe it? Let me just get all in. Let me look. Here. Right here is where I want to be. There we go. It's not in the way. I'm going to zoom in. There we go. Hold on. Auto. We're going to focus? Nope, I guess it's too close. That's good. Now, let's lock that focus. go. Now it looks yellow, whatever. And now I'm going to just get a few of these. I've got my glue. Oop. Oh, I do need to make sure my wires are down, but that's fine. And I'm not going to put anything over. I'm just going to put the gold where I want it, and then I'm going to just fire it. And there's already, there's already a layer of silver down. So we have to be a little careful. Good. Can trim. There we go. Get you out of the way. There we go. Is that a fleck? Good. Now it's just a matter of gluing a little bit of gold foil down. And the thing is, you have to make sure that, see, they stick. You lift it up and you make sure there's not a piece of, I'm just going to kind of jam it just like that. Just a little bit of overlapping. And we're going to put wire, there's 2 trees back here. Probably could do a bigger piece. Just like that. Oh, it counts up to temperature. Good. One of these. Just like that. And I'm just trying to kind of, I'm not making it look like a checkerboard, because you will be able to see the little bits and bobs of the shapes of the gold. It's not going to totally go away, but it'll be fine because there's a lot going on in here. So it just actually kind of gives it a little extra visual excitement. Let's get some bigger pieces over here. That's a good one. Just like that. A nice thin one. Like that. Oh, that's 2, that's all right. A little guy. Little tiny, another little guy. I'm definitely going to make some more squares. And it nice. Like that. And I'm just going to get the enamel on the other areas, and then this will stick itself down to the... There we go. That's good. Let me do the other side, and then we're going to do a few little bits over there. You can see how it just catches the light. So we're going to do the other side. Let's just get a few over here. Yeah, I feel like I made a ton, and I'm like, I feel like my options, I want more shapes. Let's start. Put a small one down there. Don't want it to be stuck to the paper. Stuck to my finger. Oh, where are you? Give it to me. There we go. You really want it to be on there. See if we can just jam you in. There we go. And don't hate that. Just little guy. There's just something magical and very serene about 24 karat gold. It's so, there's nothing like it in the universe, quite literally. There's beautiful. Just like that. And is that too big? No. One more piece over here. Oh, maybe this one. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Scooch you in a little bit. There we go. Nice. That should be good. And now we're just going to do a little flux of gold right in here. So I need the littler pieces. Just straight in like that. Little. Because we have just, it's kind of like this, the glow of the sunrise through the trees. And this little guy, oh, they're all stuck to each other. Don't like it. There we go. Get you in. So too many pieces here. There we go. Straight in there. And we need a real tiny one. Are you small? No, you're big. Hiding down there, but that's all right. You want to be right there. That's good. And then a little bit. And once I get this gold, I'm going to take a moment and fire. I'm going to put that other one in the kiln. We'll do that. Let's get you right in there, maybe. Yep. And then make sure there's no paper, because you don't want there to be any little paper. And then just tiny. A little bit like that. That should be good. Just like that. That should be good. There we go. Let's have a look. Pull it out a little bit. But look how it just captures the light a little bit. Just picks up so much shimmer. All right, while that just dries for a moment, let's go ahead and let's go fire that piece. Ugh, let's do it. So and I'm not multitasking. I mean, it's technically multitasking, but not wildly multitasking. And I'm not liking this. Kiln is up, 1430, 776 Celsius. There we go. And I'm not multitasking, so I'm just going to sit right here. While that does it. Probably going to take 2 minutes. All right, I'm sitting behind my phone, whatever. But I am not doing anything else because I don't want to overfire this. And you can see how the kiln kind of drops down about 200 degrees, but that's totally normal. It varies on how cold it is in here and how big your kiln is. And generally it takes about 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes. Generally speaking, when my kiln gets back up to its original temperature of 1430 Fahrenheit, we're pretty much done. Maybe 10 seconds beyond that. It's not rocket science, and you can overfire it. You always just want to pull it out right when it's melted. And sometimes it feels it's a little early. Sometimes it takes forever. That's what it is. So anyway, that was my spiel, and it's 14. I'll stroll back over it when it's 14. So we'll just enjoy that. There we go. Beautiful. Let's see. 14, 13. Fine. All right, Clicky, do your clicky thing. There we go. Nice. Ooh, oh, that yellow is very pretty. Very pretty. The cookies are done. Now, this is lovely. Actually, I really like the yellow, the white, and the black. Oh, there, give it to me. There we go. Oh, you can't see it, but it looks really nice. So you'll see it in a moment. Gotta let it cool. Yeah, no, the yellow, the white, and the black is a really nice color combo. And I got a couple ideas when I saw it, and I'm like, oh, well, now I have to do some pieces that incorporate that as a color palette. All right, so we have our little bit of gold leaf over here. Let's just switch and go dupe and dupe. Oh, yeah, I guess I should. Let me switch that back to me. 5 a.m. Let's see, 5 a.m. That's 6, 7, 8. I guess what are you the lady from California? Anyway. Yes. Oh, I don't know why I did that. Doop. We want to see this and this. Oh, but we're gonna do this solo because I gotta deal with them. All right, so that's lovely. We're gonna actually do the wings first, and I'm gonna save this, put this gold in my scrap gold box, and there we go. What is next? Let's just bring our drawing back. Oh, New Zealand! Oh, that's so exciting. Wow. So wait, that's not too far. I mean, that's pretty far. That's like the opposite end of the earth from us right now. Well, I'm glad that I'm a good 5 a.m. Kind of a mellow start to the day. So these wings are the exact same shades as what was in our forest that we did. And we have all of our colors washed. So that is good. And I'm going to adjust so I can see. That's good. That's actually not bad. A little closer maybe. Oop, and a little farther. There. Oop, not. There we go. Oh, stop. Perfect. There we go. Auto. Let's lock it right there. And that seems good. I'm not going to fuss with the gray card. As much as I want to, I'm not going to. So, A and B. There we go. Now, I'm going to get some fresh water real fast. As I've been going through the water. Ugh. Fresh water, always good. It's so exciting how everyone's across the world. I know. There we go. I have to have a quick look at these wires. I can see there's a few sticking up that I want to address. I hope my friend from Rome joins us, because I was telling my husband, I'm like, oh, I have a follower from, and she lives in Rome. And he's like, tell her to get the spare room ready. We're coming. There we go. A little New Zealand. New Zealand is one of those places when you watch like the listicles of the place where you should be living to avoid like worldwide catastrophe. It's always New Zealand. It's always New Zealand. So get your guest room ready. There we go. Tuck you in. You're looking good. And now we're ready. And this is just sweet. We're going to start light because remember we can go darker. So we'll start with our platinum. Well, sorry. Deep lavender. 111. And I'm going to add some water. I'm going to break in this, get this brush broken in. There we go. I'm going to start at the tips. Just like that. I'm going to do both sides at the same time. There's going to be just some delicate shading going on here. I'm going to move some of these other colors out of the way. And then you're going to kill me because I want to get another shade of gray. Do not judge me. Gonna get another shade. I want N88, very pale gray. Here it is. I'm running out of cups. Well, after washing all these grays, I'm definitely going to be doing a bracelet all in grays next. So N88. Very pale gray. I can't believe I don't have any of this washed. It's fine. I'm just going to put the barest amount. I'm not even going to wash I mean, we're going to wash, obviously. We're going to do a little wash. But I promise this is the last gray I get. It's not the last color I switch out, for sure, because I am notorious for picking 1,000 colors and then adding an extra 500 as I'm going. I like to have options. And you can see that this gray is different. It's 1 iota darker than our gossamer gray. I know, you're like, are they the same? They are not. They're completely different. Completely different. Maybe I'm one of those people that has, these would be gray, so it wouldn't really have anything to do. I watched something about people that have 4 cones in their eyes instead of 3. I don't know what extra color they're seeing. Maybe it's gossamer gray. There we go. Yeah, it's subtle. Whatever. I have no regrets. There we go. I might even use a little bit of this in that bird. So that's good. Now, let's go for our light platinum, which seems so dark in comparison. So just a little bit. Just like that. Oh, hold on. Where did I put? Got a piece of foil sticking up that I want to just press down. Not with that though. I guess we'll just use our tweezers. There we go, buddy. Yeah, there we go. You don't want any of that foil because the foil's pretty thick. That should be all right. Now, let's see. Oh, God, it's been 2 hours. Oh my God. Just a little shading like that. Like that. There we go. Nice. Now we are going to go just a little bit, 1 step darker, 1 step darker, 1 step darker, and then black. It's going to be, that's the plan. Get a little bit of that. I love doing, to be honest, shades of gray. That's my thing, apparently. Whatever. Let's get our regular trend. Plain. Oh, here you are. Regular platinum. Not platinum B. Heaven forbid. And you know what? I'm going to do dark platinum. A little bit of darker shadow would be nice for this. I'm not going to rush. Oh, have I ever rushed anything? No. No. There we go. Just a little shadow. Give these individual feathers a little dimension. Just like that. But not too much. Just a whisper. A little bit like that. water. And then we'll start at the tip. Just like that. It must just be a very busy day at the airport. I guess the holiday travel has really started. There we go. Just like this. A little bit. Like that. Work our way in. A little bit, just a little. I swear to God. There we go. A little bit. Just like that. And then our light platinum. Just like that. And these are so subtly shaded that you don't even have to do that much feathering or blending. It's just you set these colors right next to each other and it pretty much blends itself. There we go. Just same thing over here. Just there we go. Getting closer. Now we're going to go with our dark platinum again. Or do I even want to go a little bit darker? Let me grab my, what color was this? Oh yeah, we don't want that one. We're gonna do a 91 maybe. No. Dark platinum. We'll make it work. Again, always can go darker. We'll just do that. A little bit. A little bit. Probably don't even need that much. Take some of that off right there. And put you over here. We haven't been over on this side. Let's just give this side a little love. A little bit over here. Just a touch like that. Just like that. Now we'll start at the tips again with our gossamer. Might as well start on this side. Let's flip you around. Get this. A little bit. That's there we go. Now our N88. Oh, nice. Glass and Fun says, I'm slowly teaching myself enameling, but I make lampwork beads. I've never tried that. I had not done that. Beads of Courage program in New Zealand. Nice. Yeah, I started with stained glass literally 100 years ago. I've always loved vivid glass things. So my gateway was stained glass. I did leaded, I did traditional. I actually did at the Vetrate Artistiche Toscane in Siena, Italy. I did like a 3-month, I guess, what would it be called? They yell at you a lot and make you cry a lot. But it was bad. It was a long time ago. It's funny because we were in Siena. I hadn't been back to Siena since I'd done that. I don't want to say that it might have been it was in the 90s or whatever. Yeah, it was in the 90s. I went back to Siena and it's still there. Nobody was there and I didn't want to, I'm sure they wouldn't even remember me. I was the one that... Alrighty, so what am I talking about? I gotta stop talking. There we go. Less talky. I'm gonna use I made just the right amount of this. I can tell the difference between these two colors. A little bit. It's getting a little dry. That's all right. All right, one more color. And then we're going to, I think, let this dry, get that gold fired. I'll do, since we're already kind of like zipping and zapping it, might as well, let's fire what we have. And then, because we still have to glue those wires, and we still have wires to glue over that gold foil. So there is. There we go. There we go. I think that's nice. All right, so we're going to let this one dry, and then let's go see where our friend Caladrius is. She is probably ready for the next coat. So I'm going to go put this under the lamp. Okay. Oh, look who we have here. Looking good. Now, let us, there we go, have a quick look. You can see we've got a nice even yellow. So we're ready to lay our vivid red on top of that and everything else. And so I'm actually looks, it's looking nice, looks good. So probably actually going to start with, there's a opaque black behind these dots. I'm going to start with that because easier to clean up. If I haven't done anything else, I can clean out the little flecks of black easier than if I put everything and then I get a fleck of black and it's a big pain. So I do have to get the opaque black, but I think I have it right here. Probably opaque. Nope. Sawyer? I guess I could do Sawyer. Should I use Sawyer 36 or 100? L100 Nino Mia. It's a hard decision. 36 is right there, and Nino Mia is across the room. All right, 36 it is. Right there. This is Sawyer. A very nice. Is it my favorite opaque black? No, it is not. It is some people's favorite opaque black. It is not my favorite. But that doesn't mean it doesn't have its uses. I mean, just because something's not my favorite doesn't mean, it's not a very, very good. It just has a different quality. It really melts down into really, really thin layers. It's not quite as opaque. If I was doing a big area and I wanted it to be really, really black, opaque, and not translucent in any way or transparent in any way, I would use L100 Nino Mia, which is my favorite true opaque. This is a gorgeous, it's a very, very vivid black, but it is definitely a little bit more transparent. It's more like a really intense, dark, transparent black, which can be very beautiful. But because it's such a small area, you won't be able. It won't. You can't tell the difference. But the good thing about this Sawyer is I can put a lighter transparent over it and you won't be able to tell the difference. So I don't have to take it all the way to the top. I'm not trying to justify anything, but I go through this in my head every single time I use an opaque black. So, cups. Needed some more cups. And somebody was asking on YouTube about where I get my little cups that I'm using here. These are just 1/2 ounce portion cups. They're restaurant supply. Look, they come in a huge roll. I got 2,500 lids and containers for it was less than $20. So they can't I definitely love these things. They're really nice. Especially when you use a lot of colors like I do. All right. A little bit of this. Let me label it. I might even had one ready to go. It doesn't even matter. 36 Sawyer black. There we go. Let's just move you out of the way so we don't get you. And we don't have to wash opaques, so that should be more than enough. And just a little drop of water is good. Now, where did I put you? There and there. Now I'm gonna get my finest brush. Bring your finest brush, and I'm just going to get I'm gonna try not to get. It doesn't matter if it gets in here, but we'll get this down. A little bit. There we go. it doesn't really matter if I get a little bit in the white because it's opaque. It's more just for my edification. Just, oops, let's spill. Get you guys out of the way. 12:30. More water. Get you over there. Alrighty. Why are you not going in there? There we go. Thank you. Yeah, I should have just honestly put a coat of black down before I put these wires on and then just done the opaque on top. But I didn't want to. But that's fine. I mean, there's pluses and minuses for either way. For some reason, it doesn't want to go in this one little crevasse. There you go. Get in there. You little jerk face. Get in there. There you go. Yep. Good. Now, let me just blot a little bit. There we go. Dry that. I'm just going to, I don't have to tidy this up, but I'm going to just pick that out. Now we are gonna do one more coat of the white and then the red. Yeah, moving forward. Oh, while I'm there, let me do the white in his eyeball. We are going to use our opaque white for that. While I'm fussing with the tiny little areas, a little bit of water. That's good. Now, wick that out just a little bit. And I am going to clean up that eyeball because I don't want that white. There we go. Don't mind. That's good. Let me just, I'm not going to do opaque in that eyeball. It honestly, I'm going to do at 93. Just the tiniest. And I know I was bitching about this brush earlier, but it's perfect for these little tiny areas. There we go. Nice, simple eyeball. Now I'm going to go back to my other brush because that, and we're going to do another coat of the body of our friend, and then we'll get to the red and then the background. It's looking good. So we have our semi-opaque white, our semi-translucent white, and our gossamer gray, deep lavender. And nice, we're just going to do exactly what we did again. I liked that. It's very simple. A little bit of that. A little bit. Just a little bit like that is good. And I'm just going to get heads up. I'm going to fret about the reds because I know I don't have enough to do with the colors I'd chosen, and I'm like, maybe I want to pick a different color just for fun. That's good. I'm thinking let's get this white done. Let's focus on one thing at a time. go. A little bit of that. Oh. Then our gossamer. Oh, a little water. I wonder if I can tweak that wire. Or if it's too late. Just like that. Let's get a little orange. Getting closer. Touch. I don't really want to go any dark. I'm going to throw some yellow in there. And where's my very... Did I throw it? No, I did not. Did I throw it away? Of course I did not throw it away. There we go. A little darker right there. And I'm also having a thought that I may want to get these trees in and then fire it and then do the red as its own distinct layer. Because it will be hard to know if that red is contaminating the white. So, yep, that's what we're going to do. So it kind of also puts off having to decide too much yet. But we can still get some of these flecks. Never mind. Now we're going to do one more coat on the gray here. Fire it, and then we'll get that ruby red in. There's no rush. I'll be here all day. Let's see. Let us see how our... It's looking pretty good, actually. Let's just keep on keeping on with this. And I'm going to work upside down. Actually, I'm liking it. Keep that light. Like that. This one looks good. kind of light. I don't hate how you are. Fine. And let me get my slightly darker gray. Just a little bit. And a little bit over here. See how much faster it goes in the second coat. A little bit darker. Just punch that back a little bit. That. Maybe a little shadow right here. A little bit here. Like that. Now let's get a little bit of the dark. And not the opaque. You get out of the way, buddy. You are not invited to this party. So, N93. That's what I want. A little bit. Get my tiny brush. Hate. Like that. Now, as soon as I'm done with this, I will fire that other piece. Let's just put a touch like that. Yeah, I think that cobalt pair of earrings is just not happening today. I just don't feel like breaking out the cobalts right now. There we go. Let's get a paler gray. How about straight up platinum? Or maybe dark platinum. That sounds like a better. Just to fill in these darker areas, but not go too dark. Just a little bit right there. Right here. Just sweet little platinum gray. One more dollop right there. And one more. Give me a good dollop. That's a perfect dollop. Right there. Now, it's looking pretty good. Oh, I forgot to put that bit of white in, and I see a fleck. Take care of the fleck first. You see this fleck? Let's get rid of that. Two flecks, like a multitude of flecks. Get out. Hold on, I need to put a little water in. Get out of there. No flecks allowed. Give it to me. A little white over there. Oh, wait, that's fine. It's very dry. Let's just wick up a little bit of this moisture because I'm going to put a dollop of white in there. Oh, you know what I should put in there? No one will know. Yep. RF1. I'm going to just do a dollop of RF1 opal white. I know. In fact, I don't even need a whole thing of it. Because, do I? Yes. Well, no. You know what? I think it's too subtle. We'll just go with opaque. Because we got the, you know what? Now, let us focus auto. I know. What's going on? We are going to put this under the lamp and go fire our friend, the sacred forest. So let's go do that. And yeah, moving forward. Oh, switch. Completely forgotten about this guy. Now remember, a minute and a half or 2 minutes or whenever it's done, you know? It's not like baking. Well, it is like baking. It's whenever it's done. I mean, I'm not a baker, so. Sip of water. Oh, probably with my glasses. Just about ready to have a little looky-loo. Not done. Close. Boom. Boom. You off. Oh, fine. You can live on there. It's fine. You are going to be under there. Oh, I forgot to come over. There we go. Now, what is next? We're letting that cool. That is cooling. That is drying. And do I want to just do while those are, I know. Look at this. We got an, oh, hold on. There we go. We could do a first coat on these guys while all of that stuff is cooling / drying. It won't take. These are going to be cobalt blue. I don't even have it. They're not even represented on here because it's a new order. So, but luckily I already had the bases made. They are just ready to go. I made them in preparation for somebody buying any color. Well, red obviously wouldn't work because I didn't make them in gold. But I thought to myself a while back, I bet someone's going to order a pair of earrings, but I could not guess Sometimes I know that someone's gonna. I never guess right, so I'm like, I'm not gonna do any color. I'm just gonna wait for somebody to order them, and then I will do the magic colors. So, I'm just gonna. I'm gonna fool around with these, but I'm not gonna get started with them. I'm gonna press the wires down though. Might as well. Oh, I see what's wrong. That wire's overlapping. There, we gotta tip it in a little bit. There we go. That's good. And just pinch that. Just like that. That is good. Let me go see if our friend is cool. Pull you off. Looking good. You're looking good. Right? Cool. You are not. No, no. Definitely not. Little bit of yellow. You know, I think I'm going to go ahead and put that other piece in the kiln. So let's do that real fast. Get that one fired, and then that one will be cool, and then we'll be golden. So that's what we're going to do. But I'm not going to switch out the cameras. You can still look at that. But I'll move it over. This one's cooling. Oh, you see how me almost lose it. Slow down. It's got to slow down. Let's see if this is cool. That's cool. All right, let's go back. Here we have this. And I'm holding the things. I know I'm multitasking, but I actually have the spatula in my hand. So I'm not multitasking so much. So we've got our nice, I'm going to do a little burnishing of that gold foil. We got our first coat of that. Yeah, so it's coming along. And my only concern with this is, because I still have to inlay more wires in here, and they're going to be silver wires. I wonder if I should have just done gold wires. But they're silver wires, so I'm going to do a layer of very, very pale. I don't want to run out of space is where I'm going with this. So that is kind of, yeah, I probably should have thought that through a little bit more, but it is what it is. So we're going to kind of play that by ear. And hold on, let me see. 1380 is the kiln. We're getting close. So I will stroll over to the kiln and see. Actually, we'll scooch even more. Oh yeah, 14. Do it. now we're ready for... All right, you guys are getting out of the way. You'll happen later this afternoon off camera. So let me just have a little look at what's going on with the foil. Press it down a little bit, get a little water. I want to make sure there's no air bubbles. Sometimes I like to use a toothpick just to make sure everything's pressed down. Just that's good. That's good. That looks good. Yes, we are. I'm thinking. Can you hear the wheels moving in my head? They're slow. Although they need a little oil. Okay, so while I'm thinking about this, I'm going to go ahead and get my black background because that's an easy, mindless task I can do. And I'm going to use my N23 here just to pick out the back area. Hold on, let me switch over here. Lock that. There we go. And now I'm just going to... It'll give me some thinking time while I get this black in. And I actually sold another one of this design, so I'm going to be making another one in the next 2 weeks. So whatever I decide here will help both for sure. Or if I make the wrong decision, I can... Each one is a unique creation. And there's always differences. How's the camera doing? Well, probably it's 1 o'clock. going to do. Like that. Just like that. Bring it all the way in. Just I know. As I was doing that, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to lay in my gradient over the gold, wet packed, very thin, with the exception of the Aoki pink. And then I'll glue my wires on top of that, but I'll also do this little tree as well. But we will start with the background just because. Does that sound like a plan? Is everyone in agreement with that? And you know what? While I'm here, I might as well do this as well. Is this going to be really dark? Almost black. Yes. Let's do that first. Might as well get this in here. Not totally black, but dark. So where is our N92? Will be our lightest shade in here. So we're just going to get these little guys in. Do we? Yes. And a little bit of that. Maybe. These circles could be a little bit lighter, but not too more. A little bit lighter. We'll see. What? Just one. Oh, that came undone. It's fine. moment of like, is something in the kiln? Nothing is in the kiln. There we go. And at 93. Like that, and then a little bit of our friend 36 opaque. And where is dark black? 93. Keep wandering all the way over there. Little dollop. Just like that. That's good. Let me just tidy up. Clean this up a little bit. Good. So we're going to do our gradient. And that'll be good. Yeah, let's do the gradient, which is our yellow. So we're going to do our dark orange, because we're not going to do our hot pink in this one. Dark orange to a yellow to a very pale yellow to, and I didn't write it down, but I know it. I was remembering, to our blue. So you guys scooch out of the way, please. And we'll start at the blue. I think sounds like a good thing. Just make sure there's no flecks of black in my brush. Start at the blue, which is just right around like here. Just like that. A little bit of blue. A lot of blue. I know we don't need blue there, but a little bit. Good. I think that's all right. I probably didn't need gold in that spot, but that's all right. We will make it work. And our real pale yellow. Oh, don't spill it. It should be called real pale yellow. Just a small amount. that. Just to segue onto that gold. A little bit right there. Oop. Not that much. Come on, buddy. There we go. I'm gonna have to clean you up. A little bit here. I'm gonna fuss with that wire. And I'm thinking, there we go. Yeah, that's nice. And we got our vivid yellow. This is such a vivid yellow, but it's all right. Just like that. A little bit of yellow. Just like that. Not that thick. I'm definitely going to thin it a little bit. And then our dark gold all the way to the base. I could put the wires, should I inlay the wires right in there? Maybe. Do I remember where I put the wires? I'm assuming they're on one of those trays over there. I hope I didn't throw them away. That would be not ideal. Definitely want thinner. This yellow is so thick. Picking some of it up. Add more later. There we go. Just a little bit. Try to feather it. Just ever so much. I'm going to fire it and then just get this in there. What do I want to do? There we go. Just there we go. Just like that. That's enough. A little water. Maybe a little. I'm going to do a little. There we go. That's good. Now, let me go get the wires. We'll just have the wires. See what the wires. Let's consult with the wires. Where did I put the wires? Alright, where did you go? No. Well, I don't know what I did with the little. Did I accidentally throw them away thinking I was done with them? Because they are not. I probably did that. I'm going to have to redo these wires. But that actually answers the question. I'm going to fire this because I got to redo these wires. So I might redo them in. No, I'm not going to redo them in gold. Maybe. I don't know why I'm feeling so trepidatious about this piece. I'm not sure. So, and I can't believe, and I'm going to have a good looky-loo around the studio because maybe I tucked them. You know how you're like, oh, well, I don't want to forget it. I'm going to put it behind this thing over here. So that's probably, I can't believe I would have thrown them away. But, stupider things have happened in my studio. So we're going to fire this kind of as is. And we're just about at 1:30. Let me show you where the other piece is. And nice. There we go. Remember this little guy. He's looking really sweet. And my glasses on. Oop. So we're going to have. Oop, let me solo that. Focus auto. There we go. So we've got this little guy, and we're ready for his coat of ruby red in the next coat. That's what's going to happen with him. And this little guy, I'm going to fire him. I'm going to let him dry because then I got to get the wires done. That's what's going to happen with that. No sense in stressing. So I'm going to let him dry and we will decide about these reds. And do you want to see where we are with the phone? I've got to choose the red. So yes, I think it's a good time because my phone is about to, no, it's not totally going to die. It probably has about 10 minutes left in it. Still working on that. It's in progress. I've ordered a different kind of cable so I can hopefully use the microphone and charge my phone at the same time. So actually I do think it's probably a good time to stop, and I know you're going to be sad to miss out on putting this ruby red, but I kind of need a little alone time if you know what I'm saying. So that is what is happening. So here we are. I guess we could hold on, we'll do this A and B. There we go. So we have our little friends up here and there. I don't know, I could fuss with these for days. So, good day's work. Thank you so much for watching me work today. And I'm going to get those wires done. I'm going to get that layer of ruby red on there. I'll let you know what it is. And I will definitely be streaming on Sunday. Let me know if Saturday or I'm not going to be in my studio at all tomorrow. I'm taking a day off. Well, maybe a half day. I'll probably come in at like noon. But probably not going to stream tomorrow, but I'll definitely stream on Sunday. And we should hopefully get these two pieces done on Sunday. That would be the goal. And I promise we'll get to some grinding and polishing as well. And that seems to be about everything. Any questions? Oh yeah, and don't forget, if you haven't, do subscribe, because when I get to 100 subscribers, it's a giveaway of some sort. So that will be good. Also, let me just throw a few of these up here. That is my, what is it down there? Videos. If you want tutorials, you could go there. If you want, what is that? My Etsy store. Yes, you can buy things there. Certainly. It's very exciting. And then if you haven't, if you're watching this and you literally watched it to the end on YouTube, you need to come to Twitch and subscribe. You don't have to. You do what you want. It's all good. Anyway, take care, everybody. Oh, first time chat with Dana. B888. Thank you so much. Oh, I'm so glad you got your earrings. Which ones did I have to go look it up? I'm glad you liked them. Thank you so much. And thank you for subscribing. Take care, everybody, and have a great weekend. Yes, see you on Sunday, perhaps. And have a wonderful Saturday. I should do my thank you for watching thing. I'm not going to do it. Take care, everybody.